Hey everyone, and welcome. We're digging into Steve Chandler's book, 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. And today's idea is, well, it's a big one. It's about how to get fired up and motivated by doing less, not more. We're talking about the power of aggressive simplicity.
The legendary coach Vince Lombardi absolutely nailed it with this one. And this idea, it's the key to everything we're about to talk about. It goes way beyond the football field. Confusion, it's the ultimate enemy of action. If you're not sure what to do, you just can't move forward with any real power.
So that brings us to our first idea here, the aggression-confusion link. We're going to break down exactly why the clearest, most simple people are often the most powerful and decisive.
Think about it. Lombardi's championship team didn't have 1,000 complicated plays. They had a simple set of plays they knew inside and out, so they could act instantly, without thinking. It's the same for us. When we're juggling way too many projects, goals, and worries, we just get stuck. We get confused, and that confusion, it leads to paralysis. It makes it literally impossible to be aggressive and go after what we want.
And this leads us to a really cool way to look at motivation. It's not about piling more things onto your to-do list. It's about the art of subtraction. It's about finding that fire by getting rid of all the stuff that doesn't matter.
I mean, how amazing is this quote from Michelangelo? It just completely changes how you think about creating something great. He believed his masterpiece, the statue of David, was already inside that giant block of marble. His job wasn't to add anything. It was to reveal it by carving away all the excess stone. And our goals are the exact same way. We have to chip away all the clutter to let the masterpiece underneath shine through.
Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But how do we actually do it? This next part is all about action. We've got 3 solid, practical strategies you can start using right now to declutter your life and get that energy focused.
So here they are, our 3 keys. Combine your tasks, use something called the manic blitz, which sounds intense, I know, and then a really radical idea. Handle everything immediately. Let's break down that first one.
The author shares this awesome personal story. So, instead of having 3 totally separate things on his list, go shopping, spend time with the kids, read his daughter's school reports, he just fused them all into one. He took the kids with him to the store, and while they were there, he read the reports at the deli counter. Boom! 3 goals knocked out in one smart, simple move. It's all about looking for those clever combinations.
Okay, strategy number 2 comes from Marilyn Vassavant, and it's called the manic blitz. The idea is brilliant in its simplicity. You just list out all those little annoying tasks you need to do over the weekend. You know the ones. Then you attack them all at once, in one big, focused burst of energy. You basically turn a bunch of little pains into one big, exciting project. And when you're done, the rest of your time is totally, completely free.
Now for our third key, and this one is pretty extreme. It's the idea of acting immediately, inspired by a company president named Bob Kother. You see, if you asked him to make a note to call someone, he'd just pick up the phone and call them right then. Hand him a report to read later? Nope. He'd read it, discuss it, and file it on the spot. He refused to push anything into the future. And because of that, his future was always open and simple. No to-do lists, no mental clutter, no confusion. All right, so let's see how this stuff works in a super high-stakes, real-world situation. This case study from a political campaign is a perfect example of just how powerful a simple, focused approach can be. Back in 1984, a candidate for Congress named Jim Colby was the definition of a long shot. I mean, just look at this. The odds were completely stacked against him. He was up against a really popular opponent in a district that mostly voted for the other party, and to top it all off, he'd already lost to this same guy before. It looked pretty hopeless. In fact, his statistical chance of winning was just 3%. That's it, 3. That's basically a rounding error. By every measure, this thing was over before it even started. But his campaign had a secret weapon, and that weapon was simplicity. The huge difference came down to their message. Colby's opponent ran a really complex campaign with almost 15 different TV ads about all kinds of different issues. It was scattered. It was confusing. Colby's campaign? They did the exact opposite. They had one simple, powerful ad with one single question, and they ran it over and over and over. Who better represents you? And the result? Colby won. It was a massive, stunning upset that nobody saw coming. In this huge battle between complexity and simplicity, the simple, focused message just cut through all the noise. It was stronger. It connected. It won. So what is all this?
A coach, an artist, a CEO, a political campaign. What does it all mean for you? For your own motivation? Let's bring it all home.
If you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. The simpler you keep it, the stronger it gets. It doesn't matter if we're talking about your schedule, your work goals, or the message you're trying to send. Simplifying doesn't make things weaker. It focuses their power and makes them stronger.
And this is how we get back to motivation. It's a beautiful, virtuous cycle. When you simplify your life, you create focus. That focus gets rid of all the confusion and lets you take clear, aggressive action. And it's that action, that feeling of actually moving forward, that builds an unstoppable wave of motivation.
So, I'll leave you with a challenge. Think like Michelangelo standing in front of that block of marble. What is one unnecessary thing, a task, a commitment, a worry that you can carve away from your life, starting today, to find the focus and motivation that is already waiting there for you?